So as we are just 1 month away from the January transfer window opening for the Championship, what I thought would be a good video to do for you guys today is count down my top signings from the summer transfer window and compile them into a starting 11. So I feel like this could be an interesting video to throw up some interesting debates in the comments down below. What I'd like to know from you guys is who in your opinion has been your best signing from the recent transfer window. I'd also be interested to know from you guys who do you think has been the best signing in general in the Championship, and who do you think has been the best loan signing as well. I'll leave a couple of polls for you guys to vote on for this video because like I said, it could throw up some interesting debates. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, make sure you do leave a like. It is always massively appreciated. For my starting 11, I decided to go for players who have signed on a permanent basis for Championship clubs. But just before we do get into that, what I thought I'd compile first of all is the best loan signings in my opinion from the summer transfer window. So as you can see on the screen now guys, that is in my opinion who have been the best 11 loan signings. This was a pretty tough one to come up with as well. I had to leave out some pretty big players in the Championship, but this is my 11 players who I've most enjoyed watching so far who have been on loan in the Championship. So in goal we've had Dean Henderson of Sheffield United, been a very solid goalkeeper for them so far. We've seen them keep 5 clean sheets in the Championship and come up with some massive moments for Sheffield United this season. Making up the back three, we then got Reece James from Wigan Athletic, been a very good defender for them so far this season. Zabi from Aston Villa as well, currently on loan from Manchester United, been very solid at the back for them. I decided to go for Danny Batth as well into this team. I didn't really know who to put in this spot, but I think whenever I have seen Danny Batth play for Middlesbrough, he's largely impressed me. He hasn't got the most game time for Middlesbrough so far, but like I said, whenever I have seen him play, he's impressed. In the midfield too, we're then going to have Jeff Cameron and Ollie Norwood. Jeff Cameron, first of all, been a fantastic loan signing for QPR, coming on loan from Stoke this season. Really has shored up that midfield for them and has been a large contributing factor as to why they've been so good at the back this season. And Ollie Norwood from Sheffield United had to make it into this team. He's completely transformed their midfield and arguably has been one of the best loan signings so far this season in the Championship. He really has been superb. Out on the left wing, we got Harvey Barnes of West Brom, currently on loan from Leicester City. This season scoring 8 goals and popping up with 4 assists. Scored some absolute worldies so far this season. And the same can be said for Harry Wilson as well, scoring 7 goals so far this season and picking up 1 assist. Scored some outrageous goals. And his Derby teammate Mason Mount is also going to make it into this team, into that attacking mid position. I've been very impressed with him so far. Then for the best 2 strikers on loan in the Championship at the moment, there was really no debate for this one. It had to be both Dwight Gale and Tammy Abraham. Both strikers have been in rich goal scoring form so far this season. We've seen Tammy Abraham scoring 11 goals for Aston Villa so far, and we've seen Dwight Gale scoring 10 goals as well. So as you can see on screen now guys, there are my best 11 loan signings so far this season. Let me know down below if you do agree with this list or not. But without further ado, let's hop into my best 11 Championship signings this season. So before we do hop into my starting 11, I thought first of all we go over some honourable mentions, players who just missed out on my starting 11. So first up we got Leisner from QPR. Considering he came over on a free transfer, I think he's been an exceptional signing for QPR. Adam Webster for Bristol City, I think he's looked good in moments for them so far, obviously transferring from Ipswich this season. Christian Pedersen for Birmingham, I think he did have a little bit of a shaky start to the season, but since then he has been coming into form for Birmingham and has actually been a very solid player for them at the back recently. Offers a threat going forward for them so far this season as well, already scoring 1 goal and picking up 2 assists from that left back position. Can play as a left midfielder as well, is quite versatile in that aspect. I also decided to throw in Ben Rama from Brentford. Now so far this season recently Brentford have been looking absolutely all over the place, but going forward scoring goals hasn't really been a problem for them so far. I think that Ben Rama has been a nice addition into this Brentford side actually. He's got a fantastic free kick at the weekend in the 3-2 loss they had against Swansea City. So far this season we've seen him score 1 goal and picking up 4 assists as well. I think him and Neil Maupay have found a good partnership in recent weeks. It's just defensively where Brentford do need to shape up, but Ben Rama so far I think has been a decent signing for Brentford. Emi Buendia from Norwich is also going to make it into the bench for my team. Really unlucky not to make it into the starting 11 to be completely honest. Lately especially I've been very impressed by Buendia in the Championship. Scoring 3 goals and picking up 3 assists for Norwich so far this season. Really has been a good outlet on the right hand side for them so far. Bertrand Salina for Swansea City, another player who I've really enjoyed watching so far, signing from Manchester City in the summer transfer window. Then to finish off the bench we got Tom Ince of Stoke City. He had a pretty solid season for Stoke so far. I don't necessarily think he's been outstanding for them, but even so he's already managed to score 6 goals this season in the Championship and pick up 1 assist as well. He's scored some really nice goals lately in the Championship as well. That volley he scored against Reading, some absolutely brilliant technique for that, and has actually scored in all of his previous 3 Championship matches. So lately Tom Ince has been on a really good run of form. So starting out in goal, I have decided to bend the rules a little bit for the goalkeeper only. I've decided to go for a lone player in Rodak. The reason I've gone for a lone player for the goalkeeper is because out of all the goalkeepers who signed for a Championship club in the summer transfer window on a permanent basis, I've not really been impressed by any of them really. Tim Krul from Norwich hasn't been brilliant so far. Although Kostopon Tillemans kept quite a few clean sheets for Nottingham Forest, I don't think he's had a particularly good season. Nyland for Aston Villa has dropped quite a few clangers so far. And Sam Johnson from West Brom I also don't think has had a very good season so far. So for that reason I decided to go for a lone keeper just for this position only. Interestingly enough, I don't think that any goalkeeper in the Championship has faced more shots so far this season than Rodak of Rotherham United. So far, he's kept them in a load of games so far, and I think it is reasonable to believe that at some point Rodak could sign for Rotherham on a permanent basis. In my opinion, he probably has been one of the most underrated goalkeepers so far this season, and without him at Rotherham, I think they'd be a lot lower in the table. And then coming in at right back for my team, we're going to have Angel Rangel of Queen's Park Rangers, signed on a free contract in the summer transfer window. And considering he is 36 years old, he's still doing the business in the Championship for QPR. Been a really good calming presence at the back for them so far this season, and has offered a threat going forward as well, scoring 2 goals and picking up 2 assists for them so far. QPR, I think, did do some really good business in that transfer window. Considering all the limitations they were working under, they got some good deals done. Then moving on into our centre-backs, coming up first of all, we were going to have John Egan of Sheffield United, moving to Sheffield United from Brentford in the summer transfer window for a club record fee, I believe, in the end, actually. But so far, I've been very impressed by Egan. He slotted in seamlessly to that back three that Sheffield United play with, next to Jack O'Connell and Chris Basham, and so far I've been very impressed. His last performance in the Championship against Reading, I thought he was absolutely exceptional in that game, and he has had a couple of dodgy performances here and there. The one he had against Leeds wasn't his finest moment, but on the whole, I have been very impressed by John Egan so far at Sheffield United. I think he's been a very good defender for them. And then coming in next to him, we're going to have Aidan Flint of Middlesbrough, probably one of the more high-profile transfers of the summer, but so far this season, Flint has gone in to fit into that Middlesbrough defence very well indeed. So far, we've only seen Middlesbrough conceding 14 goals in the Championship. They've got the best defensive record, and Aidan Flint, standing at 6'6", has just been an absolute towering presence at the back for Middlesbrough. Lately in the Championship, we have seen a few cracks starting to appear in that Middlesbrough defence, but so far this season, on the whole in the Championship, he's been an exceptional defender for them. Then coming in at left back, we're going to have Barry Douglas of Leeds United, a player who I've been very impressed by so far this season. Signed for only £3 million. I'm still surprised that Wolves let him go, to be completely honest, but so far this season, whenever I have seen Douglas play for Leeds United, I have been very impressed on the whole, really. He has struggled with injuries so far this season. He's been out a couple of times so far, and whenever he is out of that Leeds side, you can sort of see when they are missing him. You know, he just brings a little bit more balance to their backline, and going forward as well, offers that composure on the ball, brilliant at providing assists. Last season in the Championship, we saw him get 14 assists and scoring 5 goals for Wolves. Already this season, we've seen him get 3 assists in the Championship, and for only £3 million, I think Douglas has been a very good sign for Leeds. Then moving on into the midfield of my team, we are first of all going to have Leitner of Norwich City. Arguably has been their most influential player so far this season. Leitner has been a player who has really impressed me so far, and I believe the transfer fee in the end was less than £2 million. Absolute joke for how good Leitner has been for Norwich so far this season. Obviously, with them currently sat top of the Championship, it's no surprise to see me including a few of their players onto this list. So far this season for Norwich, we've seen him score 2 goals and picking up 1 assist, but he really does pull the strings for Norwich in their midfield. And in recent weeks, while he has been out injured, we really have seen Norwich, you know, missing him in that midfield. Up next to midfield, we're going to have to include John McGinn of Aston Villa. Arguably one of the best bargains we've seen in the Championship recently, signing for only £2.5 million. And I didn't really know much about John McGinn before he signed for Aston Villa, but what a bargain he has proved to be. His left foot is like an absolute wand. He's made a brilliant impact onto this Aston Villa side, and recently under Dean Smith, I think we're only going to see John McGinn get better as the season does progress. Already this season, we've seen him scoring 2 goals and picking up 4 assists, and the goal he scored against Sheffield Wednesday, arguably a goal of the season contender right there for that one. He's been one of Aston Villa's main creative outlets in the middle of the park, and so far this season has been an absolutely sensational signing for them. As our next centre mid, we are then going to have João Carvalho of Nottingham Forest. Now, when Carvalho did sign for Forest, it was for quite a lot of money. I think the fee in the end was around about £13.5 million, so we were expecting quite a lot from Carvalho coming into the Championship, but now he has settled into this Nottingham Forest system. We really have seen a great player. No player has registered more assists than Carvalho so far this season in the Championship, already picking up 6 assists and scoring 2 goals as well for this Forest squad. And you know, in recent weeks we have seen Nottingham Forest being quite a free scoring team, and he really has linked up well recently with players such as Matty Cash, Joe Lolly and Lewis Grabban in front of him. I think that the longer that continues for Nottingham Forest going forward this season and into the future, João Carvalho really could be a good buy for them. And then coming up next, we are of course going to have to include Teemu Pukki, another player from Norwich making it into this team, signing on a free transfer in the summer transfer window. What a bit of business this was from Norwich City. Already this season we've seen him scoring 12 goals, either playing as a number 10 or an out-and-out striker so far this season. Teemu Pukki has absolutely blown me away by the quality he's shown with this Norwich side so far, scoring so many clutch goals for them. Obviously at the weekend we saw him score a last-minute winner against Bolton Wanderers. He's had a lot of those moments so far this season. He's got brilliant technique and eye for goal, and really does fit in to this Daniel Farke system at Norwich City, and it just goes to be a testament to how good Norwich have been in the transfer window over the past couple of years. They've not spent a fortune on the players, but the players they do now have in their squad, they've got a lot of quality in there, and Teemu Pukki really does sum that all up. Teemu Pukki has to make it into this squad, arguably has been the best signing of the summer transfer window. And then to round off off the team of the best transferred 11, coming in as our 2 strikers, we're going to have Lewis Grabban and Jack Marriott. Both of them been absolutely brilliant so far this season in the Championship. We'll talk about Lewis Grabban first of all. Currently the top scorer in the Championship, scoring 14 goals already this season for Nottingham Forest. Arguably is one of the most informed strikers in the league currently. He signed for Nottingham Forest for a fee of around about £6 million. I think that when Lewis Grabban did sign for Forest, that's basically just guaranteed goals. Last season in the Championship, we saw him score, I think, 20 goals. And if you get the right team playing around Lewis Grabban, he can be an absolutely clinical finisher inside the box. Probably is one of the best poachers in the Championship at this point in time. And the partnership he's been able to strike up with the likes of Joe Lolly, Matty Cash and João Carvalho has been absolutely brilliant so far. And it's no surprise really to see he is currently the top scorer in the Championship with 14 goals. And then to round off the side, like we said, we were going to have Jack Marriott of Derby County. Now, in the summer transfer window, Jack Marriott was a player in very high demand indeed. For Peterborough, obviously, the season before, he'd scored about 30 goals in all competitions. In the end, it was Derby who managed to land the signing of Marriott, and so far, he's been absolutely brilliant for them, scoring 6 goals in just 9 starts for Derby so far this season. What a piece of business this was. He had to wait for his chance to get involved with this Derby squad. I don't think he was quite fit enough at the start of the season, but since coming into the starting 11, he's scored so many pivotal goals for this Derby squad, scoring so many match winners and goals at important times. He's linked up well with the players around him. Last week, we of course saw him score the winner against Wigan Athletic, a really nice header in that one. We've also seen him picking up 2 assists so far this season in the Championship, and come the end of the year, I do think that Jack Marriott will have ended it on quite a few goals actually. Considering the way that Derby like to play football, they score a lot of goals, and Jack Marriott is going to be a key player for them going forward this season. But guys, as you can see on screen now, guys, that is my best Championship transferred 11 from the summer transfer window. So do you guys agree with my starting 11? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know down below, who do you think out of these 11 has been the best signing in the Championship, and who from your club have you most been impressed by? But guys, apart from that, that will now wrap it up for this video. So thank you very much for watching. If you did go in to enjoy, make sure you do leave a like. It is always massively appreciated. As well as that, make sure you do subscribe for some regular Championship content. But apart from that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.